Bam! What is up, you guys? A third video today. Holy crap. 3 videos in one day. I'm proud of myself. Actually, there's going to be 4 because I have another video I'm going to be working on immediately after this. But anyway, so, you guys, welcome back to the ending, the finale of the little trilogy I just put up right now of my predicting the Game of Thrones ending. Part 1 and 2... Part 1's already been uploaded. Part 2 is being uploaded as we speak. And Part 3 will go up immediately after. So, yeah. We are here, you guys, the finale, after going over all the names. After figuring what may or may not happen to them. We are here to learn my 5 possible ending outcomes. I'd like to thank the Academy. No, I'm playing. No, but no, you guys. This is a little out. One, maybe 2 of them are a little bit out there. Whereas one of them is actually a more realistic thing, and the other one is kind of a well-known thing that may actually happen. So, yeah. Before I start off, a little rundown really quick of the last video. Just basically, the first video I kind of just talked a little bit, catching up about Game of Thrones and catching up where we are. Season 5, Episode 9. And also, with the ending, the finale of Season 5 coming up here soon, we will be finding out officially what cliffhanger will be what. Last video, which is part 2, I ran down this long list of names of all the characters and trying to figure out, and just basically telling you my personal thoughts on what may or may not occur to them. Now, we come to the 5 predictions that I've came up with. Let us start off with the most common theory. The 3-headed dragon rider. It's one of those theories that kind of is starting to become more legit, and it just basically seems like it is going to happen that Tyrion Lannister is actually the son of the Mad King, and his mother, who I cannot remember her name, but she was a Lannister. And that is why Tywin Lannister never loved Tyrion. That Tyrion was a bastard child, yada yada. And that's why he never loved Tyrion. That's why he would rather see Tyrion die than give him any credit. So, yeah, Tyrion is more than... It's rumored that he is a Targaryen by blood, or a half Targaryen. Jon Snow, of course, we all know the Rhaegar and the Lyanna, Lady Stark, basically, Ned's sister. That Jon Snow is their daughter, or is their son. And then finally, of course, Daenerys Targaryen. Those 3, well, that would mean Jon Snow is the nephew of Tyrion and Daenerys. Whereas they are truly siblings. So, yeah. Crap. Dropped my notebook. So, it's rumored that they're going to be the 3-headed dragon rider, that they will go and take back the Iron Throne or kill the White Walkers, whatever. But it's also theorized that after this they will die. So they will die as well as the dragons that they ride. I'm very, I want to see this actually happen. I want it to be well known that Jon Snow and Tyrion are both Targaryens by blood. but I just don't want to see them die. But this is starting to look like it is the more likely scenario for what may or may not occur with the ending. But then again, it is a rumor and it is a fan theory, so take it with a grain of salt. Now, that is the fan theory that I was telling you is pretty much the main thing that may or may not happen. The other four, well, technically the other three, because the one of them is Westeros will split into the Seven Kingdoms once again. Is a more lesser known theory that by the end, the White Walkers will be killed by everyone in their own right working together, and the Seven Kingdoms will once again be split, or Westeros will be once again split into the Seven Kingdoms, led by each of their respective people. That would mean Jon Snow or Bran Stark will be the Warden of the North or the Northern King. Yara will more than likely be the leader of the South, the Iron Islands. Jaime Lannister, maybe of the leader of the West. I mean, it's all just speculation on what is actually going to happen. Me, personally, this is one of my top 5, along with the Dragon Riders, that may or may not happen at the end of Game of Thrones. So, again, take it with a grain of salt. Everything I say, you can pretty much take it with a grain of salt. But if it does split, if it does come down to Westeros splitting back into the Seven Kingdoms, Jon Snow will more than likely get the North, unless Bran or his younger brother Rickon, wait, was it Rickon? Yeah, Rickon returns, in which case they will be given the North over Roose Bolton, who I'm pretty sure may or may not die in the all-out war with all these armies as well as the White Walkers. So yeah. Now, the 3 that I have personally came up with, and may or may not be true, which, if I've came up with them, more than likely there's more people that came up with them, and more than likely it's not true, so whatever. But they're my personal belief in what may or may not happen. Number 1, Arya Stark takes the Iron Throne. Takes the Iron Throne with the new king, Gendry. Gendry will become the new king after the Great War that will fall upon King's Landing, and taking his rightful place as king after his father, after his true father, Robert Baratheon of royal blood. And Arya, who helped Gendry, as well as becoming an elite assassin, she will somehow come back and save Gendry when she goes to potentially assassinate Cersei or the Mountain or whoever, and she will be named the right hand of the king. There's some maybe possibilities to that, but at the same time, I'm just a single person. It's not necessarily a possible outcome, but it's a maybe outcome. Yeah. But either way, that's something I personally believe, that she will basically become the right hand of the king with Gendry, and just basically live out her days. Maybe becoming his lover when she becomes of age, but I highly doubt it, because she would more than likely just continue to assassinate those that she knew wronged her family while also serving the king, so she would constantly have the king to back her, because she would become an amazing fighter and everything like that. So, yeah. With that theory done, there are two more, and then this video will be over. The trilogy will be over. And I'm not going to make a prequel trilogy because we all know how well those turn out. Looking at you, Star Wars and The Hobbit. Yeah. Anyway, so the fourth of five. Drumroll. Everyone dies. Everyone dies to the White Walkers, pretty much. That's the fourth of these five. That the White Walkers just, while everyone is fighting amongst each other, the White Walkers will come. The Wildlings, as well as the Night's Watch, will try their damnedest to warn everyone, but will be, their voices will not be heard because of so much fighting. And the White Walkers will just completely overrun everyone and kill everyone. And those that they kill will rise up again to join their join their army, and just continue to push forward, eventually overtaking Westeros back to the White Walkers. Where would that lead some of the characters that are not in Westeros, you may ask? That's a tough one, because as we know, Arya is across the sea, as well as Varys, and a couple other little minor characters. It could also be stated that Gendry, if this were to happen, he would never have gone to Westeros. So Gendry, Arya, a few other little minor characters here and there, they would be across the Narrow Sea. The White Walkers would not be able to go across the Narrow Sea. They would never. They basically, Westeros would be lost. Anyone that would come to claim Westeros as their own would immediately get killed by the White Walkers, and just continuously go like this until Westeros is a no man's land and nobody goes. So it would just basically be the land across the Narrow Sea that would be the land for the living, and Westeros would be the land of the White Walkers. And the few wildlings that are still alive up north of the wall. So yeah, that is that theory. I know it's a lot darker than most, because seeing as that would mean all of our main characters die. Jon Snow, Sansa, Brienne of Tarth, Jaime Lannister, Daenerys Targaryen, Jorah Mormont, Tyrion Lannister. Just all these characters will die off immediately if this theory is true, and I don't think that's going to happen, because that would be a very demented ending, George R.R. Martin. If it is the ending, then it is the ending, and I will accept that. But if it's not, then something else will be. Now, you guys, for the final one, the biggest one I've came up with. And I gotta say, this one I have not seen thus far. And it's one that actually could be potentially true, that nobody that I've seen any videos about, nor have I read anything about, have thought of. And the potential possible ending to Game of Thrones is, there will be no ending. There is no true ending to the Game of Thrones. That is the biggest thing. And what I mean by that is basically, there will be no true ending. Yeah, the White Walkers will be defeated. More than likely eventually be defeated, or not, but as we all know, George R.R. Martin is in his later years. And if he doesn't finish the 2 to 3 books that he is currently working on, or that says will be the ending to A Song of Ice and Fire, that'll mean that the Game of Thrones show will have nothing to go with. And that would mean that they would more than likely cancel it out of respect. And if that does become true, then there will be no true ending. It will all be fan speculation of what could have been. And to tell you the truth, I like that outcome a lot better. I know it pissed off a lot of people a long time ago when The Sopranos, which was a huge show back in the day, it was cut off. Like half the last scene of the last episode was cut off without telling what happened. It was left to fan speculation. It pissed off a lot of people and it made a lot of people happy because there was no true way to end it. And this is the same thing with Game of Thrones. There is no true way to end it. Because no matter what you do, you can kill off all the characters, it'll be wrong. If you have all the characters succeed and everybody's fucking shitting rainbows and shit, then it'll be wrong. There is no true way to end it. I mean, that's about it. Daenerys Targaryen could take the Iron Throne, but that's not a good way to end it. Jon Snow can find out his parentage and take the Iron Throne. That's not a good way to end it. Tyrion Lannister could take the throne and continue his marriage with Sansa. That's not a good way to end it. Roose Bolton could wind up winning and taking the throne. That's not a good way to end it. Jaime Lannister, the former Kingslayer, now king, could take the throne. That's not a good way to end it. The true way to end it is to not have an ending. Is to leave it to the fan speculation. Let them decide for themselves. Let them figure out their own ending for it. That's the true way to end an amazing show like this. Not with one particular person sitting on the throne. Not with the kingdom being destroyed. Not with everyone living happily ever after. Because there is no happily ever after in this world. There is always that constant threat of war. There is always that constant threat of something bigger coming for you. There's always that constant threat of this or that. So, like I said, the biggest possible ending for Game of Thrones is the fact that I say there is no ending. Just straight up, I don't believe there should be an ending. And if you guys agree with me on this, then leave a like. If you don't agree with me, leave a comment down below to say what you think should be the ending. But if you've liked my little explanation, my trilogy of this, feel free to subscribe for more videos and awkwardness and everything like that. And, as I said, me personally, I don't think there should be an ending. That should be the ending. That there is no true ending. That's all I can really say to it. So, you guys, I'm going to get going. I got another video to work on really quick to upload today. So, you'll have 4 videos uploaded today. So, you guys, once again, I am your boy, Reaper for the win. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. As well as have a good day, morning, evening, night, whatever time zone it is that you were in. And as always, I want you guys to have a good one. And Reaper out.